Hi everybody, Kirk here with Ink and Impulse, and today I have a very special unboxing. I'm so super excited. I placed this order for the Nisha Fernando designs, I believe it was the A5 bundle on November 2nd. And it looks like it got here on the 21st. Yep, today is the 21st, and so I thought it was going to take a lot longer than that. I know a lot of small business planner launches can take a while, so I'm so happy to see this in my mailbox tonight. So if you'd like to see what I got and explore this planner before we decide how to set it up, then just keep on watching. Now it comes in this beautiful branded box. The shipping label is on the other side, but this is actually how it opens. So I just ripped off the edge here and opened it up, and I haven't even seen it, you guys. I was like, I have to wait till I can unbox it. So it looks very, very pretty. There's a nice rose gold foiled sticker. And I like to save this paper as much as I can. I reuse packaging. And so here's what we have inside. Look how well this is bundled up, you guys. I just want to make sure there's no label underneath. And I will get this guy out. So this is what we got. Put this off to the side. And as you can see, this is very well packaged. So I'm going to undo all the components and we'll go one by one. All right, some details here. If you can see that, I did get the Journey Planner 2026 A5 bundle. I got the planner in the color Mallow, the magnetic charm in Antique Copper, and the adhesive tabs in Midnight. So it came with that. I also got another set of tabs in the linen color. I just wanted to make sure I got like something that matched pretty well. So I now have extra if I need them. But it also comes with this plastic cover, and if you can see, it's branded. There's just white paper in here so that you can kind of see it, but it's got some pockets like other planners that you may be familiar with. So your planner actually goes in there, and there's two pockets, one little slip pocket, and then like a little sticker pocket. That looks pretty nice. It's pretty thick. And this little card comes like this. I already ripped it, my bad. But it comes with this little card. It says, dream boldly, plan wisely, journey well. And it's in like it's like a cardstock, but there's some sort of coating on it. And I'm wondering if I can actually use this as a washi card. So I might try this out with some washi that I don't really care about. And I think this would fit really well in here if we don't put too much. As you can see, there's still some slack, so we could definitely do that, or we could put it over here. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna see if I can use that as a washi card, because I don't have one, and I'd really like to have one, but I don't also want to spend $10 for one. So this is the magnetic charm. I think this was cute. And here you go. That's really pretty. That's super pretty. That's really cute. I really like the copper and rose gold theme because that's my favorite metal tone. As you can see, we got some planner tabs in the, I believe it's a midnight color, and then a linen, I think. It says vegan leather, so I do want to check out to see how these feel. They feel like kind of soft. So yeah, they're definitely, there's like a thickness to them, if you can see that. Yeah, it's not quite spongy, but it's definitely like a different texture. I'm curious to see how well these hold up over the year, but it looks like you have your months, of course. Let me put it like this. You have your months, of course, but you have your calendar, goals, trackers, meal planners, I think 2 for those. Then you have weekly, daily, index, finance, health, and then weekly, daily notes, months, home, personal, business, family, and kids. So those are some interesting ones. And then on the second page, these are smaller tabs, which is so cool. You've got the alphabet looking, I guess, for either like an address book or contacts, something like that, maybe. Yeah, you've got a bunch. You got up to 12 months here. It looks like you got some stars, some ideas, some plants, birthdays, hearts, money. And so I haven't gotten to explore this as much as a Hobonichi cousin, which is what I'm working out of now. I've also used Happy Planner, Erin, Condren, all the things really. I've had my own custom planner set up, and I just really like exploring planners because I do use them all day on a daily basis, and I like it. It makes me feel happy, safe, and planned, especially with my squirrel brain. This next part is a ruler. So this will come in handy if we want to draw lines. This also has a rose gold finish to it. And again, I'm probably not going to be using it very much to measure, but it looks like it's also a bookmark. So we're going to keep this off to the side and open up the planner. So I did get the color Mallow this year. It was a toss-up. I really liked all of the colors, but this one, I was just like, let's do it. I don't have a color planner like this. Even that cardstock there that it was wrapped in, I try to reuse. So I just keep that off to the side. And I can already see some like leathery texture on this planner, on the cover, which is kind of cool. And here she is. Look at that. We have our rose gold foiling on the front that says Journey by Nisha Fernando. And this is 2026 A5. And this is what the book looks like. So let me go ahead and grab a Hobonichi cousin just so we can compare the size. So here's the Hobonichi cousin for this year. I also got it, the cousin is the A5 size. And so I did get the A5 for this planner as well. And there's a little bit of a thickness difference. The Hobonichi cousin is slightly, I don't know if it'll focus, slightly smaller. And actually, let's just get this ruler out since we have it. And let's see if we can get this to focus for you guys. It's going to be, yeah, it's looking like 0.4. And you know what? I actually don't mind if this planner is thicker, especially if the paper is a little bit thicker. I am very struggling with the Hobonichi paper so far. It's just, I just like a lot of ink, and it's just, it bleeds through, and not even bleeds through, but the ghosting is so crazy. So I haven't tried it out on the 2026 paper. Maybe some of that ghosting is going to go away, but I don't think it will, honestly. I've seen paper from years past and the ghosting is still there, but we'll see. That really does bother me. But anyway, as far as height, they're almost identical. I wouldn't say there's not a lot of difference there. On the spine, you can see the Hobonichi's plain. Nisha Fernando has 2026 and her little symbol here. And there's a little bit of that wrinkling, just like you see. It's not really wrinkling, it's just how the book is binded or bound. And yeah, so we can go through. I did want to test out this planner on the cover for Hobonichi because, as you know, the covers are happening over at Hobonichi, but I'm not so sure about the planners. Well, we're still gonna give it a go. We're still gonna try it out because everybody seems to love them. So, I want to see what it's all about. So I want to see, and I'm gonna imagine that this is gonna work pretty well. Actually, I'm gonna go this way with it. And then I'm gonna have to bend this back a little bit. And let's see. All right. It looks like she fits, guys. And I do like to put both the covers on. I don't like having a hanging cover, but that's just me. The paper feels very smooth already. And you just open this to feel the smoothness. There's definitely more tooth on this one. This one's so super smooth. And you know, Hobonichi's paper is pretty smooth, but I can tell just by running my finger across it, has a little bit more tooth than this one. And as you can see, these papers are very, very thin. I think the thickness comes from all the extras that you get with this one, which is I'm okay with. So I'm going to do a little bit of organizing here. I'm going to get some information on both of these planners and we're going to compare them. All right, you guys, so I'm coming at you with some specs here. So both of the papers used in here are 52 GSM Tomoe River paper. Nisha's website specifically calls out that it's Sansen Tomoe River paper, while Hobonichi's website just says Tomoe River paper, and they go into like, oh, we talk with the company that makes Tomoe River paper. That's Sansen. So at face value, it seems like they're the same, but I'm telling you, I went back and still felt the paper. And I'm telling you, this one feels smoother. So I try to do some research on, like, does Hobonichi have kind of like their own formula when it comes to the Tomoe River paper? It doesn't seem like that's the case. So technically, these should be the same paper, but I really don't know, you guys. Either way, they're both in a stark, it looks to be almost a stark white. This one has probably a little more creaminess, not very noticeable whatsoever. So they're pretty similar there. They each have the 3.7 millimeter grid, and Nisha's has 608 pages and this one has 544 pages. Again, you're going to get a couple more really useful sections here on this one, which is why I was so excited to try it out. So, I mean, hopefully these papers perform the same way with fountain pens. I really have only explored the cousin from 2025, which I believe had some issues with their paper. So yeah, we're going to explore these guys together. So I'll take you along the way, especially with the comparisons of how well fountain pens are performing, because that's the whole point. Now, I could just be like, okay, I'll just use my little, Uni 4-in-1, and that would work perfectly fine on this paper. I wouldn't get any ghosting. I wouldn't get any bleed through, but like, I don't want to be... This is a great pen. I love this pen, by the way. It's awesome. This is the metal version. But like I like writing with color. I like writing with broad nibs. I like all the things. So I'm definitely going to be testing these out as much as possible. Anyway, this planner has been on my desk for about 10 minutes and I've already gotten a little bit of crud on the cover. So I need to make this video quick so I can put it in the protective cover at least, because the color is so cool. It's like this mauve-y, pinkish lavender. It's very feminine, and I believe it's already sold out on their website. I believe they do have the black version still available, which I was actually considering. It looks really, really nice. So let's just do a quick little flip through. First page says, life is a journey, travel it well. We've got a cardstock kind of cover on the front where you could probably put your like little washi if you wanted to do that. Then we've got the really thin paper. We have 2027, 2028, and then on your right hand side you have the current year. So you have 2 years in advance and then you have your current year. You got a couple blank pages. It says goals right here. So maybe these are like some notes, and then here's really your goals. You got goals and action steps for first, second, third, and fourth quarter, which I thought was really, really cool. So these are your annual goals. These are your quarterly goals. And I like how they have like the months laid out. That's really, really nice. Then you have your monthly overview again with the Saturday and Sunday in a different shade of gray. I really prefer this neutral colorway. I don't like that Hobonichi kind of like puts you into a color theme for the year. So I really, really like the neutral because I can put stickers on here if I want, or I can leave it if I want. I can use colors of my pens to emphasize certain things. I really don't like in the Hobonichi that the weekends are red. I feel like that's just strange. But I mean, it might not be strange for somebody, but picking red is just, it just seems like a very out there color. But that may be a cultural thing. I'm not sure. So I don't mean to offend anybody. It's just not the color that I would pick. We also have trackers, which I think is super cool. I know some people don't even use these, but if I were to use them, I would love to have it in this format. Some of the ways I could do tracking in the Hobonichi is by doing it up here and then tracking it, you know, vertically. I don't like that. I like a horizontal look a little bit better. So we've got all the months there. So excited for that. Then we have this meal planner, and it has a little groceries column too. So not only can you track your breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks, but what you're going to meal prep for each day to be able to have the meals that you need on the certain days. It also has a little weightlifting icon and a medication icon, as well as a hydration meter, which I suck at. I don't drink enough water whatsoever. So we've got tons of these meal planners for the entire year, which I think is really cool. So this is where you get like a bulk of your extra pages. And then we have our monthly overview, which I love. I love to see this decorated up. I also have considered using this as like a goal tracker too, but probably only a couple months because I do like to see a monthly overview. It's one of my favorites. So we have that all the way till, let's see if it gives you an extra month. So it does. It does give you one extra month on the back end and then one extra month on the front. So you're getting 14 months there. Then you have your weeklies. This one has, for some reason, this has been kind of challenging for me in the cousin. Not challenging to know how to use it. I know how to use it, but like I just haven't been. I don't know why. I've been using like the monthly and the daily. But I am so used to weekly in my work planner that if I were to use this as my everything planner, I would be using the weeklies as I would be filling these up because you've seen my work planner. So this is a Monday start. Again, no Saturday and Sunday different colors, that kind of, you know, no reds on there. And you got your weeklies. You then have your dailies. So you do start with a monthly overview. What I really like here is you have your little crosshatch for the middle of the page, which I think is very, very helpful, especially these little, there's like, I don't know if you can see that, but there's like little emphasis marks here on the middles. So you know exactly how to divide up the page. I love that. I think that's great. I also love that it keeps the monthly kind of calendar on one page only. I don't need it every day. I never look at that. I always cover it up. And I love that. I also want to point out that every page is numbered. That is not the case with the cousin. So just let you know. So this, yep, it already gives you the day, but they're very small too. So if you have your stickers, and maybe say you have like little leftover stickers from the weeklies, it would be easy enough to cover that up. I'm already liking a lot of what I'm seeing. Some of the things that I didn't care for in the Hobonichi so much, not a deal breaker or anything, but some of those like niceties to have, it seems like has been incorporated in here. So with those smaller businesses, really listening to the customer base and being able to respond to that. So here are your dailies. We're gonna go through and see. I did forget to see, okay, so it does start on January. The dailies do start on January. And then, do you get any extra days on the back end? Just checking. Not in the dailies. you get exactly the amount of dailies that you're supposed to get, but then you get, you know, quite a few notes pages from 591 to 605. So you're looking at like 14 pages or so. So then you get to the index, and that's it. It's plain in the back. There's a whole slew of pages in the back of the cousin that I don't use, that I feel like are just, I don't know. I just use them for like ink swatching because I'm never going to use it for what it's for. So like the hundreds pages and all that, and like, you know, your own address book and stuff like that, I'm not using. But they give you a pretty generous little index over here. I'm wondering, I mean, I'm sure there's not 600 squares here, but you wouldn't be using the index for every single thing. Well, you know, it is split, so there's probably quite a few. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can do 5, 6 columns to do your index. You could extend that index to that last page. So I am liking what I'm seeing. It's very plain. That's what I want. That's what I want. Because, you know, you guys, like, we all have our little washi tapes. We have our Tombos, like all the little markers that we want to use. And sometimes it's just not vibing with the color that they use. Like the grid color in the Hobonichi also matches the little tab color. It's just, you know, I kind of want the freedom to choose, and I'm really excited to use this. I know I haven't even shown you guys my Hobonichi weeks, and you know what? You don't want to know why? Because I can't figure out how to use it. I look at it and I'm like, does this work for people? Like, I see these videos and it's like, oh, let me, you know, plan with me in my Hobonichi weeks, and I'm like, it doesn't speak to me at all. I wonder if that's like, it's probably a me issue. It's insanely popular. I'm looking at it and I'm just lost. I'm like, how do I, you know, like how am I using this? I love a big planner, but I thought that using a smaller planner for smaller parts of my life would be something I could do. And I've just stared at this thing. I'm not going to let it beat me though. We're going to figure it out. But anyway, let's go ahead and see if we can put this cover on before I let you go. I just want to see if we, you know, have to use any like crazy hair dryer techniques and all that, or if it's just a snug fit. I want to see if there's any room for growth, because it's like it really is a delicate balance on how you kind of want your covers to fit, especially if you're a scrapbooker. When you're journaling, you like to add stickers and receipts and pictures, and like you need to have some sort of wiggle room. And this one looks very snug, at least for the page itself, which it's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing at all. It just means it was designed that way. I do like the branding. Her branding is very classic and minimal, and it's not too much. It's not in your face. Not that Hobonichi's is at all either, but I just like, especially for a small brand that really can just like go crazy with what they, you know, the designs. You're in control, right? As a small business, I have a small business as well, and you know, I just like the consideration it looks like that was put in to making this planner. So I'm excited to use it. So here it is. You could definitely take a heat gun to try to get out some of these little creases. That is very normal with all of these type of plastic covers. But there is a little bit of wiggle room when it comes to, like, you can definitely still put your finger in there. And so if this gets a little beefy, there's still a little something you can do with it, but it fits it pretty well. So there's not going to be any like weird rubbing on it. Definitely want to protect these metallic embossing type of little accents. Oh, and here's the Nisha Fernando design. So she's really kept it pretty minimal, and actually kept the, I don't like how Hobonichi's has theirs right in the middle, because if you want to put like stickers or something on there. It's like you have to strategically place that. I do like that it's down in that bottom corner. So anyways, you guys, I'm like super excited. Pretty pumped to try this guy out. I'm definitely going to be like looking at it and planning, you know, exactly what I want to do, what I want to track, what are my goals, and all those things. I have to still decide if I want to make this my all-in-one, try to do that, or if I want to segment it out to like personal goals, or do I want to do work goals. Normally my work ties in with my education and my reading and all that stuff, so that normally takes a bigger planner, but this one's just so pretty. I don't know if I want to put work stuff in it. You know what I mean? So maybe it'll force me to think about my own personal goals before the goals of like my organization or whatever, which is super hard to do, and I'm not promising anything, but we'll see. Anyways, let me know what planner you went with for 2026. Like I said, I went with this one and the Hobonichi cousin. I do have a couple Hobonichi weeks as well, just to experiment with. I am interested in a few other planners, but this is the one I settled on. So, you know, there's Sterling Ink, there's Archer and Olive, there's Erin Condren, there's Happy Planner, there's all the things. But this one seems like it might fit the bill if it plays well with fountain pens. If not, I'm still going to be on the search. Maybe it's like, maybe I have to start my own that kind of does everything that this one does, but like just in like 4 sections and have thicker paper that plays well with fountain pen. I don't know. Is it out there? Does it already exist? Just let me know. Anyway, I hope this one fills my needs. I'm very excited, and you know, that new planner feeling, I just can't get over it. Anyways, I've blabbed enough. Let me know in the comments if you reached to this point. You're like, oh my God, you just didn't stop talking this whole time. Normally your videos are crazy quiet. Why are you talking? It's because I'm excited, okay? I apologize. So anyways, I hope you're staying safe and well, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.